Do you wear a smartwatch?
I do. I have a smartwatch that basically tells me I'm too fat to do anything other than stand up.
You have a Smart Alec watch.
I paid extra for the Smart Alec watch. It's really great.
I would totally love that.
Hey, surprises fit on your wrist, fatty. That's what it says to me every morning. Thanks, man. Just like I'm constantly.
That's the watch I want.
I'm constantly dismissing all of its alerts. It's just like, hey, easy on the Cheetos. I'm like, they're fucking Doritos. Get your AI right. Stupid watch, Cheetos.
Quiet, please.
The amount of things that they can know when there's AI in that watch is going to be crazy.
We notice you're eating Cool Ranch Doritos. How do you know that? How do you know they're Cool Ranch? Like, we know.
In four,
We know.
3, 2.
Company presents a truly terrible podcast. Welcome to Nonsense Season 2, Episode 36. I'm Jeff Parker.
I'm Jill.
This is our take on the week's business, tech, and entertainment headlines. This time, we'll look at how AI is already in use all around us.
I'm still trying to get some eye on this show.
It's the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. Poverty is a real crisis that affects millions of people around the world, and as humans, our well-being is linked to one another. This is a day to acknowledge the suffering of people who have to deal with the consequences of poverty, hunger, violence, and homelessness. It's also a day to participate in the global campaign to end poverty.
You know, whenever something like this comes up, I find myself in a crowd usually with someone who's like, oh yeah, we need more people like Mother Teresa. And I'm like, actually, you might want to read up on that one a little bit there. So it turns out she was pro-poverty and pro-church.
Yeah.
That was really the problem.
How is your week going?
My week is great, as it always is. I never have any complaints. I had to, I got to, I guess, travel with my Spawn this weekend.
Yeah.
And I flew out
Where'd you go?
solo. We went to Phoenix, which I used to say was the hottest place I go. And then climate change hit Los Angeles, and it's the same.
Yeah.
I flew out solo with both of them, and I was just so impressed at how well they managed the airport. We had a delayed flight, and ultimately the flight itself with no major incident. It was lovely. I feel like I'm in a new chapter of parenthood.
It's wonderful. And let me tell you the next step, because I'm just slightly ahead of you, is that they will fly and they will not invite you to go with them.
Is that next year?
Yeah.
I mean,
it happens soon.
I have made the mistake of getting them, on all the same whatever pre-check goes bullshit and registering my clear, so they can go pretty easily.
Sure.
If they want to.
And by the way, when that step happens, you will feel exceptional pride.
So that they've managed this on their own?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that.
It's pretty great.
Pretty fun.
You can ask me about my week, or you're just going to leave me hanging?
I forget. I always forget there's two of us on this show. Do you remember that? There's two of us. Sometimes I'm just thinking in my head, what am I going to say next? How about you? How was your week?
My week is good. The Dodgers are still in the hunt, and that makes my week great.
Yeah.
So having overcome the amazing San Diego Padres pitching, and Shohei Ohtani's bat was fairly quiet until he hit that home run last night that was so beautiful.
Could we just have at least once a month it be Ohtani Day, and then he can bring his little dog to throw out the pitch? Can we just do that once a month?
Decoy, that was so cute.
I feel like that was the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I was like, oh man, don't get me sucked into the rabbit hole of wanting to go to baseball games. That is the last thing I need.
It's awesome. I have friends who went back to see the games against the Mets, but I'm still here slaving over a hot mic.
Well, we committed to this show, and now this is what we'll do. One of us will be hospitalized, still recording the show over the sounds of ICU machines.
Let's get to our headlines.
I think we should. I like headlines.
Kindle now has a color e-ink reader. Also, the new Kindle Scribe makes it so that you can scribble on your books. Have you seen the Amazon releases? Have you seen their new Kindles?
I have not. Please tell me that they opened the event with, this is our best Kindle yet. Did they do that?
No, they don't.
They didn't go full Apple?
But the color e-ink reader looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised they've waited so long for color. There's been some color stuff around out there. I'm pretty impressed by it. This might get me to upgrade.
This is pretty impressive. And this is not an illuminated surface. This is a reflective surface.
Yeah, reflective surface.
It's e-ink,
yeah.
and it looks good.
I'm really intrigued by these scribble devices, right? Like their Scribe. Every one I've ever used has been gimmicky. I just find myself not using it. I would hope one of these can somehow fit into I want to write on something that's not paper use case.
Well, if you want to make notes in the margins of your book, you've always been able to type them, but now you can actually just scribble them, which is cool.
Like, how do I get it out? How do I find it? Like, I still find myself using a Rocket Book for most things. I'd love to replace that with something.
What's a Rocket Book?
Rocket Book? Basically pages of Mylar, and then you use a special, the friction pens. So you can write on it with ink, different color ink, but then you can erase it, and the page has a slight grid on it. You can take a picture with your phone, and it's got a little QR code in the bottom that gives you a page number, and it'll just digitize it and throw it into a book online in the cloud for you. It's really cool. They have a more advanced version that I love the idea of, but the execution isn't great. When you want to erase the pages, instead of having to wipe each one down with Windex, you put it in the microwave. I kid you not.
Oh.
You put it in the microwave.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, and you run it for like, I don't know, 20 or 30 seconds, something like that.
Sure.
And it erases all the pages. And I'm like, this can't be good. That ink went somewhere.
So when the feds break into your house,
Microwave
they'll
everything.
wonder what you've thrown in the microwave.
Oh,
Sure.
just making some lasagna. Be right with you. And you're just throwing all your, this one says taxes. This one says conversations with Jeff. Just throw them all into the microwave. Yeah. Oh, just warming it up.
Related, Amazon plans to build small modular nuclear reactors.
Yeah, as one does.
This is not to sell on their service. This is not something you can order and have delivered in a day.
That fucking e-color ink must use a lot of power. The reader is only $120, but the nuclear power generator that comes with it's $5,000.
$5 billion, maybe.
That's what I meant.
Microsoft and Google have recently announced their own investments into nuclear power. All this interest in nuclear energy is, of course, to help power the AI boom.
The assistant going to be named, they should just name it Homer. Dink, dink, dink. I see you're trying to build a power plant. Dink, dink, dink. From Sector 7G.
Android 15 is out.
Yay, cheesecake.
It's not cheesecake.
Caramel cheesecake?
It was upside down cake.
Was it really upside down cake? Did they really call it that?
Because the code names are all just alphabetical. It's
yes,
just,
thank you for cracking the code. Good
Exactly.
job. I hope the Russians aren't listening.
The new one is vanilla ice cream.
That's the best V they could come up with? Vanilla ice cream?
I love vanilla ice cream.
I do like a good vanilla.
It's delicious. Count me in for vanilla ice
Could you
cream.
call it vanilla bean ice cream or something? I don't know.
So it looks like they're changing the whole pattern, and the next one after this is going to be called baklava. That's a rumor. We don't know that for sure.
What happened to W, X, Y, and Z and A?
I think they're going to a different way of releasing the software, so they've reset the counter.
To B?
I think we're going back to B.
Was that an off by one error? How did they fuck that up?
I don't know. Maybe there's an
Like start over. He's like, all right, baklava. They're like,
It didn't start with something that started with A or B. The original first release, it was actually 1.5 of Android that got the first name was Cupcake C.
But I've always made an assumption that the ones earlier to that, they had names for, they just never got released.
Yeah, and that may be the case with whatever A is coming up.
Apple Turnover. I still run
Maybe
Apple
that's-
Turnover on my
who
flip
knows?
phone.
Lots of cool new features. I got it. It's here.
Okay.
Private spaces, which is kind of cool.
What's that?
Private spaces are when you have sensitive files or apps or notifications, you have them in a password protected area that you can't get to any other way.
You don't just store it in your drafts box in your email like everybody else?
Although
That place is safe.
although that would not work.
No, not at all. What else does it have on it?
Theft detection lock. That's the thing you're going to like the most. It uses AI to detect if your phone has been stolen and automatically locks it if it believes that's the case.
It just looks like a lot of like phone calls to the Philippines or something. What does it do?
Detecting common motion associated with theft. I don't know what that is. They don't define.
Oh, that's
that.
interesting.
Yeah. Quick movement from one hand to the other. Who knows? Proactively protects your data on the device.
Should it be use of the device? Like if someone has logged in some way and like they're doing some action they've never seen before?
And they're buying like tickets to vacation resorts and things like that for no reason.
I don't know.
But we'll see. I mean, I kind of want to play with it and see if I can figure out how to make it trigger.
I think it to be very pro, like it's like a FBI hostage negotiator, and it tries to talk to the person stolen from the dink, dink, dink. I see you stolen a phone. Would you like me to order one on Amazon for you? And you're like, wait, what? That'd be great.
Dink, dink, dink. This is not going to end well for you. Would you like to return it?
Yeah, totally. I like how the AI gets like somewhat altruistic.
This device is a giant tracking device. You probably don't want to be carrying this.
You're being tracked. Would you like me to turn it off?
Exactly.
Just say the code word. You're like mustard, and it just turns off. Perfect. Everyone needs a safe word.
It also has, among other things, partial screen recording, which I think is kind of cool. Routine dental x-rays are not backed by evidence. Experts want it to stop. Has your dentist told you that it's recommended to get a routine dental x-ray every year? They claim the recommendation came from the American Dental Association. It's a common refrain from dentists, but it's also false. The American Dental Association does not recommend annual routine x-rays, and this is not new. It's been that way for over a decade.
I've never asked my dentist specifically about the x-rays or the periodicity that you get the x-rays, but he does go out of his way to tell me he has 3 kids in private school. So I don't really know what to make of that.
That's why it's important. They got boat payments.
Maybe they're related. I don't really understand what's happening there.
ADA doesn't recommend any specific time window for x-rays at all. Rather, it emphasizes that patient exposure to x-rays should be minimized and an x-ray should be clinically justified.
Yeah, I don't know how you get into a conversation with your dentist about this, where you're like, okay, I know you went to upstairs dental school and you practiced for 5 years.
But I read one article.
But I was on the internet and it said that you don't need to x-ray my teeth.
It's even worse. They're saying children should not have x-rays at all unless extreme circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, x-rays are not great for you, especially not for kids when you're younger. Like as you get older, they just stop caring.
Sure.
Like when you go, like when I basically go in for for the cleaning now. They give me x-rays. They don't even put the smock on. I'm like, should I put the smock on? They're like, nah.
You have your kids.
I'm like,
You're
why
done.
not? They're like, you're fine. Like, you're not, what are you worried about? I'm like, I don't know, like organs? They're like, nah.
Okay, enough of the headlines. Up next, we're going to talk about current and near future AI applications.
Why near future? Why can't we talk about future AI applications? Why it's got to be near?
I think you wanted to talk about things that are where AI is not, in the distant future. Not projections,
things like
but
now.
things where it's actually being used now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like real dolls.
What?
I mean, so I heard.
Let's go.
I better cancel that order. I believe that AI is revolutionizing our world. How do you feel about that?
You do?
I do.
No, I think it's just keeping us exactly the same. In fact, it's taking us backwards.
It's taking us backwards. It's undoing. That is a fantastic premise. There's an AI that just undoes all the shit that we've done. Like, you'd really be better harvesting this corn by hand.
Exactly.
Like, well, the AI told us to do it, so we're going to go do it. But we have, in the past decade, we've gone from AI being arguably science fiction only to now anyone can use it every day.
There has been AI. 10 years ago, there were very
Yes.
specific kinds of AI.
Of course.
This is not something that is completely brand new.
But I think you had to be a nerd 10 years ago or 15 years ago, whatever.
For sure.
You didn't just download an app out of the fucking app store and have an AI at your fingertips.
Nothing like what's happening. Look at Amazon has this wonderful thing they're doing for their drivers. This is a really specific use case for AI. The drivers don't have to go searching through all the packages in the back of the truck now.
Sure.
Because they have AI projects onto the ones they're supposed to deliver at this stop a little green mark and a red mark on the ones they're not supposed to.
It's literally a projector in the back of the truck that projects green marks.
It's probably multiple projectors. I haven't seen it. But yes, all the boxes get marked for you want this one, you want that one.
I thought we said there would be no fact checking. We're doing fact checking now?
I'm so sorry.
All right, multiple projectors. I don't fucking know, Jeff. But it puts like little green dots on the ones for them to pull out and then like red X's. And it's really fascinating because it's such a simple thing.
That's a really cool use of specific case AI.
You're pretty close to having the AWS robotic car running around just like shooting packages out the window.
Yeah.
Just like some little like air gun just rocketing it out.
And then I think a lot of AI currently is hooey. It's hot air. The robots at Elon Musk's hooey. Do you know this word? Hooey? Yes.
I do. I think I remember my grandfather saying it often. Hooey? I thought we were trying to cater
hooey
to the Gen A'ers and the Gen Zers. We can't go breaking out hooey.
Insert your favorite word there.
Skibbity. Keep going.
He did a presentation about his Robocab.
Oh, fuck. Is another Uncle Elon story?
And the Robovan.
Yeah.
And he had all these robots that were there and they would play games with you and do all sorts of things.
Yeah, except
turns out they were human assisted, meaning it wasn't really the AI doing much of anything. They were walking with AI because obviously there's a lot.
This is so brilliant.
But the rest of it was just like
you're just talking to people.
Well, human assisted, which by the way is a euphemism that really just kind of means fraud.
Yeah. Well, what I think is so fascinating about this and where I think he is just a genius, number two to only one other human, how he's able to just to say, well, I'm going to do this. And I know the headline's going to read autonomous Optimus robot walks around. Like that's all most people are going to remember. They're not going to dig in and actually know that while it was walking around autonomously, it was really just a human behind it at a keyboard. Like it was just
100%.
A bunch of kids in a bunker with a fucking Xbox.
With a joystick and a pad.
I wish they would have asked them some more pertinent questions that only humans could.
Don't pretend you have AI farther along than you do. There's no reason to do that. AI is amazing enough. Right. The real stuff that's coming out is amazing enough.
Why don't you go ahead and write that letter and then we'll see if we can go back in time to 2014 and you can send it back to Elon then and let him know then not to masquerade.
I'll get right on it.
So that's a great intro. I'm glad you brought up this whole robotaxi thing, which I, as a quick comment on this, I love the idea of an autonomous robotaxi. I love the idea of a car that I only use a couple hours a week actually doing something for me and for my community when it's parked 98% of the time.
It's doing something when it's parked?
Well, instead of being parked.
It's doing something by not being parked.
Oh, Christ. What episode number is this? I just, hold on. Yes. Instead of being parked when in a non-autonomous mode, I would like for it to go do things. It'd be cool if it made money too, but even if it just did stuff to help people, I think is lovely.
I'm okay if I don't even own it. A ride-sharing company can own it. I'm perfectly happy.
Well, that's what's so interesting.
With the thing coming by and giving me rides and things and then going off and helping other people and I don't even have to own it.
I love the idea of saying, hey, I've got this car that sits around parked most of the time. I want it to go do things. But as soon as that's possible, then you're like, do I need a car for transportation?
Right.
Like if you just have a network of cars out there and there's always always a car within 3 minutes from you, at the ready.
Why would I want to own it?
Why would I own a car?
Why would I want to maintain it?
I mean, I'm still going to own cars. I'm still going to own my collection of cars because I'm viscerally attached to them.
Yeah.
And I'll be the asshole. Like, I can see the world where the 405 becomes 6 lanes for autonomous vehicles and 1 lane for old men like me in cars with stick shifts. And that's fine. I'll just be hanging out there with all the old guys just driving on the far right lane at 35 miles an hour.
With your left blinker on.
A left blinker on. No, it's a BMW. No turn signals. They don't work. It's not a thing.
Okay.
So the concept of the robotaxi, I love the idea of, I do think we're going to get there. I see a world where this will happen in our lifetimes for sure.
I've ridden in Waymos. We're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Those work great.
Now, the horse shit that was shown at, I wasn't there, but the horse shit that was shown at Warner Brothers last week.
Yeah, the Elon Musk presentation.
I think they should have titled it How to Justify the $700 billion Valuation. That's the name they were going to call it. Instead, they called it We Taxi or whatever.
I actually felt bad because you and I spent some time, although we pointed out ahead of time what the flaws of it were likely going to be, and we were mostly 100% correct.
Well, yeah.
But I kind of felt bad that we drew attention to it. I want to stop drawing attention to these things that are just blatant fraud.
Yeah, I hear you, but I also think there's something to educating folks about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to tell people about the Nigerian prince, but I kind of got to tell them about the Nigerian prince.
That's true. That's true.
Otherwise, they think they got a cousin in fucking Nigeria. They send him 20 grand. So look, Elon is your cousin in Nigeria. Just don't send him 20 grand or 80 grand or 140 grand for the stupid fucking Cybertruck that you're going to wrap.
Keep your money to yourself. And there was another one too. It was called the Cyber Van. It was called the Robo Van. And he said it a really funny way.
Oh, yeah.
Robo Van or some weird way of pronouncing
I
it.
let our listeners spear me with random comments. Wow, Elon's misunderstood. No, he's not. You're just in the tractor beam. And you know who
He's fully understood.
You know who I'm talking to. Exactly. He's pretty fully understood. I think robotaxi will be a thing. I think where we're at right now was some smoke and mirrors. I love where Waymo's at. That's not what I want to talk about today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's a good intro, though. It's a good
Peaches.
intro.
You want to talk about fruits?
I wanted to talk about fruits. Yeah, mainly nectarines. Okay. I want to do a whole show on nectarines.
I'm in.
All I'm trying to do is get in front of you so we don't do another fucking hurricane episode because I feel like I
think that's smart. I think that's wise.
Stay out ahead of the race. I am fascinated because there doesn't seem to be a lot of folks that talk about some of the impact that AI is making today, like already. And it's either happening or will be happening very shortly. Not the more sci-fi, like I think we're going to get there, the robo-taxis of the world.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be interesting just to talk quickly about some different industries where things are working today.
Are you talking specifically about LLMs, that type of AI?
I'm
or are you
actually
talking
not.
about the thing that actually sorts the nectarines from this is a good one, this is a bad one?
I love the concept of LLMs. I'm a big fan. I think it's really cool where these are going to go. I still think it's very early, and there's a conversation for that. We obviously talk about it a lot here on the show.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about the things that are more simplistic, if you will, like things that. And let me use this statement from Erin Price Wright, who she's a partner at the VC fund Andreessen Horowitz. Mm-hmm. Earlier this year, she said this. I thought it articulated my sort of thought on this pretty well. She said, "We're at a unique moment in time. Thanks to advances in reinforcement learning, computer vision, and LLMs, many industrial use cases once thought impossible are now nearly, if not totally, possible." And that's pretty fascinating to me, right? These are like things that you thought you could not do with computation, with computers, with automation. Now you're like, you've completely flipped the script.
Give me an example of what you're talking about.
So
let's get concrete here.
So she had listed a couple I thought were interesting, right? Very high level. The ability to predict, simulate, produce, and test new advanced materials in a closed loop process with minimal human intervention. So think about it for uses in like satellites, or to replace materials that we otherwise source from areas that are in conflict. And you can do this now. You don't have to be in a lab and go through, whatever, a 300-day cycle to get to one material.
Oh, well, sure.
You can sort of simulate this all. Robots that help install solar panels in remote desert locations 1,000 times faster than a human could by themselves.
Sure.
That's pretty cool. Autonomous controls that more efficiently manage energy taxing industrial processes such as cement production or chemical manufacturing. That's pretty cool. Autonomous factories to reshore production of goods currently too costly to manufacture in the United States. That one's fascinating to me, right? That's pretty grandiose, but you think about things that in the past where you spent a lot of human capital to make it, and as human capital got more expensive in the States, you offshored these things, and now you go, well, actually, we could bring this back, right? And that to me is really fascinating to see this whole thing come full circle.
If you can find a source of cheap enough power, because power then becomes the expense.
Yes and no. Right now, we use a lot of power to train these things, but to run them doesn't take a ton of power. So for a lot of this stuff, power is not going to be your limiting factor to run it, right? To scale it. To train it, that's a different animal. We're not entirely sure that's going to work out. I'm very optimistic about that. I think where you're going to see more power consumed are on these massive LLM know everything models.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's the LLMs do require just to run an enormous amount of power. The SLMs, the small language models, require a lot less.
You're still an order of magnitude more than what you would need for like running a simple search request, but that's going to come down. It's not like you're 3 orders of magnitude more.
I have a small AI that runs a security camera in my house. And all it does is tells the difference. This is a
hot dog, not hot dog.
Basically, person, not person, animal.
That's what mine does. It says hot dog or run out like the fucking ice cream machine. machine, like the ice cream truck just went by.
Animal, not animal, person, not person, vehicle, not vehicle. That's really all it does. But it works great.
I want to get like that red spinning light from Ghostbusters and put it in my house. And whenever the cameras detect a hot dog vendor outside, it goes off and I just go fucking running out the front door. No pants on, door wide open.
You got to have a fireman's pole.
I totally have a fireman's pole. It even works. My thought on this is like, let's think about some industries, right? There's some industries that are already touched, I think are going to be touched very soon by AI for improvement.
Sure.
Healthcare. Healthcare is a great one.
Already touched.
Right?
AI is doing huge things in healthcare.
I mean, you're already seeing personalized medicine. You've already got improvements in diagnostics. Just medicine at large being more individualized.
Yes.
Because you can do it now.
Bespoke medicine.
Bespoke medicine, yeah. I mean, you got machine learning algorithms that are facilitating early disease detection and better diagnosis and using them as like sort of like thought partners to double check a diagnosis, like a little mini version of House. Remember House?
Yeah.
Again, I care about the LLM that's got personality. I want my doctor's assistant to be Hugh Laurie's personality from that show, where he's just kind of cranky and just kind of pissed off all the time.
Everything puts him out.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got we've seen a huge explosion in wearables, which is fascinating, even down to like your watch.
I'm still on doctors. Before you get to wearables, I mean,
oh yeah, sure.
Scanning images that before a human had to find this or that, and now it's being done with AI so perfectly and so much faster.
And my understanding, I'm not certain of this, my understanding is more accurately too. Like finding more nuanced things you otherwise, you'd go, oh, that's a smudge in the film. And then the AI is like, no. That's early stage cancer or a kidney stone or something.
That's specialty AI that is working right now.
Today. Yeah, that's super cool. So I still think that as doctor augmentation, at least for now, I still want a radiologist to read that report and double check and make sure. I don't want an AI kicking out bad diagnosis to folks.
Well, sure.
And just being like, oops, like, sorry, we'll just rewrite the code. It'll be fine.
I've not heard of that type of AI doing hallucination.
I'm sure it does. I mean, mine told me I had a BMI of 10. I thought that was pretty impressive.
Wow.
It's definitely fucking hallucinating. I mean, my doctor literally laughed when he read it. So I figured, that was something. Then he told me he thought the scale only went to 10. Maybe that was the problem with the AI. So wearables, right? There's so many easy, accessible wearable options that are supported by AI. Even like your Apple Watch, which is pretty incredible. Like the fact that it can detect or at least give you an alert if you're shaky, like if you're wobbly on your feet. I think that's pretty cool. I think many of the watches do that.
Have you seen all the rings, the new versions of the rings?
Have you used one? I haven't used one yet.
I did put one on just because the ring is so much of a better place to get that information than your wrist.
Interesting. Did it feel bulky to you? Like, did it feel like...
No, the new ones don't feel bulky at all. You barely even know they're there.
Problem is I need a half a quarter Crisco to get my current wedding ring off. So I feel like it'll just be the same thing. My Crisco consumption will go way up. That's super cool. And it's gathering, I'm guessing, similar data that you're getting from like a watch, like heart rate and oxygen level.
Just a better version of it. Yeah, exactly.
And then I think also having like chatbots. Like I know there are general chatbots, but you see these ones that are more personalized for folks where like it knows you, it knows your history. And then you throw some NLP in that thing so you can talk to it and you can actually engage with this thing. And I think of that as like, the pre-nurse practitioner, like the person I see before the person I see that's my doctor.
Yeah, sure.
Like I think that's fantastic.
I'm not shilling for Amazon. They actually have a bot. I don't know if your version of Amazon has it or not yet because it's not everywhere. But when I go to Amazon, there's literally a chat bot and I can tell it the kinds of things I'm interested in. Now, when I get really nerdy and super specific about it, can't help me at all. For starting looking for things.
Is this Rufus?
Actually,
is that Rufus that you're using?
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, first of all, whoever named that thing Rufus, I just want to give a hug to because that's got to be the best AI name of them all. Okay, so healthcare, customer service. This is another place where we've already seen a tremendous usage of like virtual assistants, again, sort of chatbots, call center automation, where you're like anything that's reading from a script, you can almost certainly today get a AI-powered virtual assistant and chatbot to do a better job than the human on the other end.
And I can make it switch languages faster.
Totally, right? The language switching is kind of fantastic to me, where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you prefer Spanish? And then it's in Spanish.
Here we go.
And it's doing the same thing in Spanish or French.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think we're well into the double digits, if not triple digits of languages that are speakable.
Easily accessible, yeah.
I was thinking about analysis of customer data. Like I know that gets a little dicey because then you start falling into the meta Google world, but in places where you've given access to your data and people are hopefully doing good and not bad. I love the idea of getting consumer data and sort of understanding what they like and then show them other things that they like, sort of what you were talking about with Amazon, with Rufus. I mean, that seems hyper-personalized to me, which I think is a net good thing. But then you also have like the Temus of the world that are doing these sort of customized products. Granted, it's not necessarily a one-off customized to Jeff Parker, but they look at other people that are looking at things similar and they go, oh, hey, we have 74 people that have looked for matter over Threads toasters. We should probably make one of those. And they're using machine learning to figure that out, which I think is pretty cool to say, oh, you might be interested in this. That's kind of fascinating where it's like, it's not even, what would you call it? It's not even just in time development. It's like they're developing the thing after they pitch the hypothetical idea to you. And then you go, yeah, I want that.
Right.
And then they just make it, which is really kind of cool.
That's how product development exactly should work. Start with, there's a need out there.
Demand. Yeah. Start with the need. Yeah.
Fill it up.
You mean build it and they will come doesn't work?
Build it and they will come does work for a lot of things because a lot of times people don't know what they want until they've seen it or they've experienced it in some way.
You kind of need both, right? Finance, fraud detection.
Especially fraud detection.
Yeah, fraud detection is really good. Algorithmic trading.
Algorithmic trading is mostly proximity to where the trading servers are.
Sure, time. Latency. Yeah.
It's modern day front running is what it is.
Well, no, it is just front running. I don't know why you say modern day. It's just front running still. They just got closer and faster.
Right.
It's measured in milliseconds as opposed to minutes. That's all it is. But thinking about assessment, right? Risk assessment and fraud detection, those are big data problems. And both of those, I think, make a lot of sense.
It's a great way to get lots of information that is mostly correct.
Yeah.
That's a case where you definitely are going to get some hallucinating.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of information that's correct, so double check everything.
Maintaining compliance, I think that's another very interesting one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's still so many ways around being compliant, but right now, I love when people are like, oh, this thing happened. Why is it already trading so much higher, 3 days ago? And I'm like, yeah, insider trading's a thing.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Everybody explains it away as like, oh, the market just knew. I'm like, well, those are people.
How?
Those are people in the market. Exactly. There's a reason this thing popped. Yeah. And I think it's really interesting. It comes with a whole other set of challenges though, right? Like if you want to have some sort of compliance overview in an AI, you probably have to feed all comms through it. So now you have this whole other set of issues of now knowing.
That's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it though? I mean, if you've got someone inside a business who has a real employment issue, they're being taken advantage of by their manager.
Yeah.
I don't want all their comms going through a thing. Like,
yeah, I do.
But then as soon as you introduce like maybe some secure mechanism online, can that then be used for?
Well, maybe that makes it so that they're no longer being abused by their manager.
You'd hope. I mean, you'd hope. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. It's not just compliance for SEC, but compliance for being decent humans.
Right.
I like that. Subscribe to that. Manufacturing.
Yes.
This is a great one. I think about like QC and maintenance of equipment. That seems like an obvious one to me.
For sure.
Just looking to make sure that things are coming out, whether it's like you and I nerd out over these, like the CT scans of cables.
Yeah.
Like that's probably pretty hard for a human to do and analyze.
Things that humans can't normally see.
Yeah.
But the AI, because it's seen this so many times, it knows exactly what it's looking for.
But like what a great idea to have. I don't know if the mechanics of this would work commercially, but like if you could have a spot check on Amazon units, right, for some product, you had some robot that just pulled shit out of Amazon stock, one out of every 6 pallets of an item.
Tested it out.
And did a CT scan, and then just gave you a published result. That'd give me a lot more certainty that I'm buying the right cable and not some garbage knockoff cable that's going to light my phone on fire.
Absolutely. I don't want to make this the Amazon show, but I actually got sent in this Prime Day, I got sent a package that was not the right package, that happens extraordinarily rarely to me.
Different name?
At the same item, I bought something in a 2-pack, and what was sent to me was the 1-pack. Okay. The AI should be checking all these packages and going, wait a minute, this doesn't weigh what the 2-pack weighs. We got a problem, flag that.
Was it a 2-pack with only one thing in it, or was it an actual 1-pack? Okay.
It was an actual 1-pack, just a wrong grab.
Well, wrong grab, or it could have been in the wrong bin too.
Sure.
It might have been the grab.
But go ahead and weigh the package before you drop it in the mail and make sure it weighs the right amount that you're expecting it to weigh.
Have you used one of the Amazon carts? Not the Amazon Go that I love so much.
No, I've heard all about them, but I haven't used one yet.
It's incredible because as you're putting stuff in the cart, right, you scan it and you put it in the cart. So you're doing the checkout process while you're walking around.
And they know what it should weigh.
And
they don't do this in their own warehouses.
Yeah, no, good point. If you're off by, even like a fraction of an ounce,
it knows.
It complains and makes you fix it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's a really sensitive scale. And I can also put 50 pounds of shit in there, right?
And it's still sensitive, sure.
Whatever, cases of soda and it still works. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Supply chain. Talk about Amazon, right? Supply chain optimization. Does anybody do it even a third as good as Amazon? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like that's just incredible. The fact that I can order things now in Los Angeles, and I have been able to in Arizona for years, same day.
Right.
I can put an order at midnight and have shit delivered at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Transportation, traveling salesman problem, right? Think about stuff like that. That's super interesting, right? And going beyond that into self-driving cars, self-driving trucks. Thinking about that, I just listened to an interview with Chris Urmson. So Chris Urmson was on the early Google self-driving team. He won one of the DARPA Challenge prizes for the self-driving vehicles 20 years ago.
Cool.
And now has started Aurora Innovation, and they're looking at trucking. They've been doing trucking at least intrastate. I think they're looking to get it interstate very soon.
There's self-driving trucking in Nevada. That's wonderful.
It's really interesting. I mean, it's kind of fascinating as a place to start.
That's a fairly easy problem, is something that's primarily just on the freeways.
Yeah.
It's the last mile that gets complicated.
Absolutely. Well, you do have a different set of problems there. I mean, he even talked about this in his interview, how like when you're moving 70,000 pounds at speed, you've got to think about how you stop it and slow it down and keep it safe.
Oh, yeah.
It is arguably easier than I would think, than the random category cube of shit that's going to get thrown at you when you're driving through San Francisco.
For sure.
Like there's a guy wearing a stop signs t-shirt. You have to account for that somehow.
Right. But they actually have multiple trucks that are driving, that are like drafting or whatever.
Like a chain.
Yeah, whatever birds do so that it's more air efficient.
Do birds draft? No, that's the opposite. No, because you get unstable air behind a bird.
Birds fly in formation because it's more efficient wind-wise.
Is that why they're in the V shape like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like obviously like a plane, you can't land directly behind another plane because it has this bunch of this dirty air, so it makes it very hard for you to navigate that.
Probably not a problem for a bird.
Interesting.
Unless the bird in front has had beans.
Yes, exactly. God damn, I don't want to be behind George again. To me, I feel like route and fuel optimization is not, like that's not novel. I feel like we've been doing this for a long time.
Sure.
But I do think it's interesting to think about routing of like dynamic goods, if you will. Like, for example, routing on ride-sharing apps, especially when you're sharing a ride. That's really cool. Urmson talked about potentials in public transportation I never thought about, which I thought was really neat. If you get rid of the driver, now all of a sudden you get a huge cost that's removed. You could have public transportation vehicles of all different sizes. You could have an 8-person vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
That's autonomous.
Yeah.
That has like a dynamic route. That's really fascinating from a public transportation perspective, right? If you think about public transport in number of people miles logged, you could probably go up for less cost total, including the CapEx cost of buying this shit. It's really fascinating to think about what that could look like.
Yeah, that's cool.
Public or privatized, right? Whether it's the Tesla robotaxi world or the Waymo world or LA Metro doing it. Like I don't see it replacing rail. I still think rail's got a good place, but it really could augment the real, pardon the pun, last mile of rail.
The last mile for rail is always the problem.
Agriculture?
Yes.
Right? We've talked about this before on the show, sort of monitoring crops and yields and then actually harvesting the stuff.
Sure.
You've got AIs on this.
Knowing when to harvest it.
When to
When's
harvest,
the prime moment to harvest. Yeah.
I'm no farmer, but my understanding is things ripen at different times, and that's a hard problem too.
Sure.
Have you seen the AI machines that do, or the AI robots, tractors, don't you call them, that do the nut harvesting?
No.
Oh, man.
Shake the tree. What does it do?
It deploys a 15-degree or 20-degree slanted tarp around the whole perimeter of the tree, right? It's like this arm that goes out and wraps around, and then it shakes the living fuck out of the tree.
Poor tree.
It all falls down and just rolls into this trough, and it just moves on to the next one.
Does this damage the roots of the tree, or is this, I mean, obviously,
I don't
probably
think so.
Given this thought,
I mean,
those trees are very valuable.
If you turn the gain up on the mic, you can hear a little tiny scream from the tree. But it's like the big mama trees just running around shaking all the little baby trees till they stop crying, just getting all the nuts. It's really kind of cool because like I always wondered, this is one of those things. This is the shit I think about at night. If I'm not on the internet reading something, I'm lying in bed going, does somebody handpick all those almonds? Because that seems like a lot of fucking work. Like I don't think I'm paying enough money for my almonds.
Certainly not in California. There's not a human doing
And then
that.
you see the giant tree shaker and you're like, oh, that's how it works. You just have this giant tree beater that works. And then I'm fascinated by the autonomous like tractors. These just blow my mind. These have been around.
That's been around for a while.
Ages.
Yes.
But that is pretty cool to be like, okay, here's a rectangular, whatever, trapezoidal piece of land.
Yeah.
I want these rows to be 16 feet apart. Go.
Right.
And it just does it.
That's how modern farming works.
How does Jimmy get stuck in the thresher with this though? Like it's a whole set of.
It's a little harder for him to do that. It's self-driving. It is GPS, and it knows what the shape of the field is and the size of the field is. And
so cool.
Absolutely amazing. There's no longer a human in the cab.
That's just magical to me, right? It's like,
Yeah.
at some point though, you feel like, do you have to go that far just from a human capital perspective? Like when we got from hand picking to tractors, that was probably what, 3, maybe 4 orders of magnitude in terms of saving or yield for one person.
Sure.
And now you're like, okay, I guess if you're rid of all the people, that's the yield goes up infinitely technically. But like, there's not that many people out there harvesting corn. I don't think.
No, but why would you have a human doing that?
Yeah, I get it.
You don't need a human doing that you can put that human to work doing something else more valuable.
Because one day when the robots all unionize and decide we don't get corn anymore, then it's bad. That is part of the problem. I do hope we have like a big red button stop for these things. Retail is another one that I thought about.
Okay.
Think about inventory management, especially around locations. Humans have been doing this manually, and I think
For sure.
generally pretty well. But, maybe you're going to have a cold spell coming into the Pacific Northwest. We should have more sweaters ready at the Gap.
Right.
I think that's kind of cool.
Right.
And then personalization on that too. I mean, all these things can be personalized, which is also pretty neat. Not scalable before, but
I think there's going to be still less and less retail, though, to be managing inventory for.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's going to become,
more centralized.
The warehouse thing is so efficient.
I mean, drive through Western Phoenix, these tilt-up facilities that are hundreds of thousands or millions of square feet, literal millions of square feet.
Yeah.
Every time I go back there, every couple months, there's a new one up. Every company you can imagine's got one there, from Dick's Sporting Goods to Boeing. Of course, Amazon's got every third one as an Amazon building. But it's crazy how much square footage is dedicated to this in one spot, and then ever growing. It's not like they're shrinking it from somewhere else. It's just just growing everywhere. It's pretty nuts. And I guess if you think about it as a transference from retail square footage to commercial or industrial square footage, that makes a lot of sense, right? If you need less retail stores, people are buying shit. You got to have that shit somewhere. You have it in a centralized 20 cents per square foot as opposed to $10 per square foot.
And then you can also have robots doing the pick and pack, which will be a huge thing in terms of accuracy, and will be a huge thing in terms of
you'll get your 2-pack.
speed.
Yeah.
Right. I'll get the right thing and I'll get it much faster.
You can get notes from the robots. Help me, I'm stuck in an Amazon factory. It's like put in your shipping order.
Help me, I haven't peed in 30 days.
What if it gives you like its IP address and like its SSH password? Please root me. Please help me get out. Those are the kind of notes I want to get. I just want to get like an IP, like an SSH IP address and like root and a password, and that's it. And it just says help me. And then we talked about product discovery earlier. Like I think that's also pretty fascinating to think about, the ability to find products or even make products for someone. That's
right.
That's compelling.
The way you engineer products. I mean, especially like think about an audio product. Think about a microphone is built.
Yeah.
And if the AI can understand how all microphones are built, or many microphones are built, it can say, well, if you do this, if you change this material to this, if you change it like this, your design time is going to be...
I am going to pop the largest fucking bag of popcorn I can buy at Costco when the AI microphone comes out, and I can listen to you bitch about how bad it is. It's going to be great.
Well, the first ones might be bad, but eventually they'll be even better.
I just know you're gonna be the human. Oh no, this one was designed by a 98-year-old Australian man who for years just listened to the sounds of the rainforest. Like, oh, Christ.
No, that's not me. I mean, if the AI mic sounds better, and it eventually will for sure.
You don't care about the Australian guy? Yeah, fuck him. All right.
Count me in.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Enjoy death.
He can go off and do something else. He can go spend his time doing something else.
Well, his second passion behind microphone design was harvesting corn, and you've taken that away from him too. So
it's only two things he likes to do.
That's it.
At night, he's been studying to read medical scans.
He's like, if all else fails, I'm going to be a radiologist. I have no idea why I find that so funny, but it is really funny to me.
Because there will be people who literally do that.
Oh,
who
man.
Don't think about what the future of disruption will be and pick paths that, just repeatedly get disrupted.
Could you imagine being his like community college advisor? And he's like, you just keep shooting everyone. And he's like, all right, radiologist. And you're like, oh, Bob, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it would help to have an AI helping community college advisors advise people down the right paths.
Yeah, but we know that answer is going to be. That answer is all going to be rooted in software.
Oh, sure.
But I do. Okay, no radiology. Okay, you know what I really want to do? I want to be the guy that makes like the backgrounds and art. I'm going to make the backgrounds of images. And they're like, oh, no, I'm so sorry.
I was at a party the other night, and a man really wanted to talk to me about this stuff they have. It's how they shoot movies, and it has these giant LED screens. They're enormous LED screens, and they can put any background on them. You could be anywhere in the world instantaneously, and there's parallax with the camera moving, and everything looks
You're
right.
talking to John Favreau? Isn't that the whole Disney Favreau set?
I won't
thing?
say who this person's name is. This is a very knowledgeable person, and it was a really fun discussion. But the entire time I was talking to him, I'm thinking, wow, this all goes away with AI.
It was John. I love you letting him go for a while and then being like, yeah, I just bought those on AliExpress for $150.
Well, yeah, that'll happen too. But more importantly is this is all going away. You'll describe the shot you want. The AI will make it. You won't need the fancy studio.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the people though too, right? I mean, the fact that it makes the art for you is really cool. But the great thing, my understanding of those backdrops is now the humans are actually feel like they're in the scene. And it's not just in front of a green screen.
Oh, the actors do for sure. But I'm not saying that. The actors themselves are going to go away.
Yeah. Okay, good.
And
okay,
you won't be able
agree.
to tell the difference between the AI actor and the human actor who was there.
Yeah.
I do do think that writing jokes and writing stories, that's going to be a long, long time before the AI can do that.
Everybody thinks the one thing that they do is unreplaceable.
But this other stuff, describe me this beautiful shot and give me the information, and the AI is going to be able to make that. We're on the verge of that.
Let's talk about education.
Yes.
This is probably one of the most interesting ones that I have not thought much about.
Because we don't all learn the same way.
Yes.
That's the part that's exciting to me about this.
I get so excited about stuff like OpenCourseWare, right? I think that, isn't that MIT's OpenCourseWare? Like,
yeah.
Where they take their classes, not all of them, many of them, they open source and put them online for people to watch. And I go,
right.
The knowledge is out there. It's available. I never thought about the fact that I'm privileged as an English speaker, native English speaker, that most all of this content's in English.
Yeah.
What if you're not? And then you think about putting that through an AI filter.
In about 2 minutes, the AI will just translate it for you perfectly.
Whatever your native language is. That's fascinating, right? Like, holy cow. Just to take all of that knowledge that's out there that other folks can't get access to. Because I think roughly speaking, what, 2/3 of the planet doesn't speak English, give or take?
Take maybe, but sure. And what an arrogant thing to think that we all need to speak English, because that's just not the case. There are other perfectly good languages. There are lovely languages that people can stay in.
We could not be more wrong. We're not even close.
What's the percentage?
What percentage of the world's population do you think speaks English?
There are 1 in 50 people who are in the 1 out of 50 people in the world are in the U.S.
Give or take, a little
So
high, but that's
2%.
Yep.
Now add in Australia. Let's pretend that's another 2%. Let's pretend.
Hold on.
So I'm going to add England. I'm going to say 17.
England. That's probably the funniest thing that's going to be said on today's episode. You're like, I'll take the U.S. Let me add England, I guess.
Oh yeah, what is that other country that has the English too? Oh,
English.
Yeah,
the one that was named after. Australia? Nah. I love that you try to grow into that, because I would have, never having looked this stat up before, I would have thought that it was probably somewhere between like a half, like 40 to 60%. Seem about right. How ignorant am I? It's 17%.
Wow.
1.35 billion people on Earth speak English, right? 1.35 billion out of 8. That's amazing to me. That makes this sort of point about being great access to education even more interesting to me.
Absolutely amazing how AI is already changing the planet. All right, we have to get out of here, but quickly before we do, have you seen or read anything good this last week?
Oh, I do. I got a good one.
Yeah.
This is so good. I'm going to have to share it with you and our listeners. My kids, they have a strong multicultural presence at their school, which is one of the many things that I love about that place. And they send all little kids home in the month of October with a blank page, and they ask them to draw whatever makes their family unique and special.
Okay.
And they suggest highlighting things like special holidays or traditions that the kids might want to highlight in front of their classmates, right?
Lovely.
And they present it in front of the class. They literally give you a week to do the project. My oldest gets it, and within 6 minutes is done. He's like, Daddy, look what I drew. And I look, and he's got an American flag on it. He's got an American flag hat. It's like the Uncle Sam, like the tall Uncle Sam hat. So I'm assuming this is like
You're very patriotic.
Very patriotic, sort of July 4th sort of thing. He drew a bowl of salad because the kid loves salad. He really will eat all the salad in your house.
Child after my own heart.
He then drew a large, big green egg.
The barbecue.
The barbecue, yeah. The barbecues that I use. A brisket and a beef rib. This is what he drew to describe our family culture. So of course, I smiled when I saw this. And the first thought I had was that when people refer to me as his father, I can no longer say, quote, allegedly.
The proof is in.
The proof is in. This kid is mine. My work here is done.
Forget DNA testing. We know.
It was so damn cute that the things he uses, like not a computer, not like anything nerdy. Nope. A fucking big green egg, a brisket, and a beef rib. And he's like, yep, that's our family. So, and then of course, once a year in October, they host a potluck, and I'll give you one guess what I'm making for the potluck.
Ribs.
And brisket.
Oh, both ribs and brisket.
Last year I did just ribs. The problem was not everybody got them.
Because there weren't enough.
There's just one guy that came by. I'll never forget. He came by, and I had the ribs cut up into single bones, so everybody could get a shot.
Sure.
And he took one, and he took another one, he took a third one.
Well, that's a problem.
And I was just kind of looking at him, and he's like, they're for my wife and kids. And I was like, okay, man, whatever. I don't care. So this year I figured I want to step it up a notch. So I'm going to do the beef ribs, and then I'm going to do a whole brisket, and hopefully more people can get to eat. So it's a thing. I've already been not asked, but told that I had to be there. So
I'm going to warn you right now, your kids are going to flunk all their classes.
until they show up with brisket in their lunch.
No, because they're just going to want you to stay at this school infinitely. So no matter how good your kids are at anything, they're just going to flunk them over and over and over again. You're never
Max is 30 35. He's married and he's still in ninth
Right.
grade.
You're never getting out of this.
They could just ask and I'll keep showing up. I don't mind. Like, that's fine for me. Give me some, maybe I can be the barbecue emeritus. Maybe they could do that. Is that a role?
It's going to be now for sure.
Pitmaster emeritus. I like the idea of Pitmaster emeritus. I probably need 2 or 3 more years of delivering upon this, and then maybe I can get them there. We'll see.
Awesome.
Anyway, that little drawing just made my heart melt and made me smile.
Your kid knows who he is.
Yep. How about you? What have you seen?
The Last Blockbuster, a 2020 documentary about the rise and fall of Blockbuster Video,
Yeah.
a video rental business that was popular during the 1990s. If you don't know, if you weren't there, the film explores how Blockbuster put independent video rental stores out of business by striking revenue share deals with film studios, allowing Blockbuster to negotiate lower prices in exchange for a cut of the rental fees. And then it goes on to show how Blockbuster itself collapsed as a result of poor management and the financial crisis of 2007-2008. Ultimately, the documentary looks at how one last Blockbuster location in Bend, Oregon keeps the spirit of a bygone era alive. By the way, that location is still active and still alive.
No internet in Bend? No Netflix?
Somehow they've managed to make this culturally relevant.
You know, it's kind of amazing that Blockbuster survived.
As long as it did.
Well, yeah, that. But also, like, there was never to my knowledge, there's never like a DOJ antitrust investigation. Meanwhile, they're just
they should have been
locking it up.
for sure.
I mean, you had some local providers, but they pretty much owned it. And then I do want to see this documentary. I remember reading about it a while ago. My understanding is it was a lot of hubris. Like, these guys just thought they could never be crushed, and that Netflix will never. They're gonna die
because they owned the market.
They
were
owned the
so
market,
used
yeah.
to it. They never even thought about the cable coming in the front door of most people's houses.
I mean, it just tells you nothing lasts forever. Like these other things all have cycles, right? I mean, Amazon's going to have a cycle. I don't know what it's going to be replaced by, but it has a cycle.
Always.
That's super cool.
Trees do not grow to the sky. Featuring interviews with Kevin Smith, Sam Levine, and Doug Benson, The Last Blockbuster on Amazon Prime now.
Don't trees literally grow towards the sky?
The saying is trees don't grow to the sky. They grow up. They don't grow to they don't continue growing forever is the point.
Have you ever seen the sequoias?
Those pretty close to do. You're
There's
right.
a little asterisk on that. But otherwise, I think I get it. Okay, I understand.
Actually, the sequoias are high enough now they're creating drag on the Earth's rotation.
They're all leaning. It's all just
exactly.
Yeah. That's why the planet's oblong. All right, that's awesome. I'm going to check that out. I really do want to see this film.
That is the episode.
Thank you for joining us for all this nonsense. A truly terrible podcast from our awful company. Visit us on the web at nonsense.productions. I'm Stu.
I'm Jeff Parker.
If you like this program, please follow, download, subscribe, and like at Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, AntennaPod, iHeartRadio, Spotify, my favorite Overcast, wherever you may get your podcasts from.
Nonsense is initially recorded using Audacity, 32-bit float recording for the highest quality sound. Audacity, like 95% of everything we use at Nonsense, is free and open source. If you need to make high-quality recordings, check out Audacity. Special thanks to our floor director, Martina Chaconis.
Thank you, Martina. We'll be every Thursday morning for more nonsense. Please join us.
She's Greek.
Chicoronis.
It's Martina Chaconis.
You sure? She's a one double R away from being a delicious pork rind. It's the only reason I came in today. I mean, I love the fact that Martina's here, but Chicoronis, they're pork rinds. When you told me the floor director today, I literally thought I was getting a bag of pork rinds.